I did turn on the recording.
Yeah, so you can start now.
So let's start now. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to my first session at today about a brief introduction about HTML and CSS. So let me introduce me at first. I am Shanga Pal from Academy of Technology, third year BTech student of CAC. And today I also have a co-host, Aditya. Let him introduce himself. Open.
Okay, so hello everyone. Am I visible and audible? Priyanka, can you confirm that I'm visible too and audible?
Yes, 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 you're visible and audible. Yes.
Okay, so hello everyone. Myself Aditya Kumar, and I am a Gold Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador in Microsoft. So today we are here to just attend the introduction session about HTML and CSS. So I will be co-hosting today's event. So I guess Priyanka, we can just start with our slides. Okay, so let me share my screen first. Screen. Yeah. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So let me turn off my camera for saving my internet. And okay. So is it visible to everyone? You can just react, or you can just reply in the chat section. Mhm. Let me give it for the full screen. Okay. So before getting started, do you have a prior knowledge or experience in creating websites? Just you can react like this if you are you know A and B and C A 1 minutes. Okay. So if you have never heard about it, you just react this emoji. And if you have heard of it and know means you know a little bit things, you can just take this option. Uh, okay, so and if you are 1 minute, okay, okay. So if you have knowledge about and have you have studied about this earlier, you can just react. This you will be getting that react option on your Teams meeting. Meanwhile, if you have any query in between the session or event, you can just ping me like in the chat box so that we can respond it in the last.
Yes, about your queries, all of you can write in the chat box.
Okay, so I guess we should move ahead. Okay, so before moving ahead, I guess Sangha have already mailed you that what are the prerequisites for this today's event. So firstly, you will have to make a GitHub account. I guess most of the tech people is now just creating a GitHub account first, and of course you should have a browser. Okay, so let's move ahead. Okay, so let's start with our today's event. So before moving to our event main topic, I would like to ask one simple question for you all. When is the right time to make a website for your resume? Like, what do you all guys think that what will be the or what can be the right time for making websites for your resume, like portfolio kind of? You can just respond in the chat. Okay. So, anyone for portfolio and just playing our projects, that's good. Okay. So, for, sorry. So you can create this website, a resume website to update and share your qualification with the age you are when, like, if you want, like, if you are finding any job in your field, or if you want to change your career, like if you are doing a freelancing job at for like say for example if you are doing a job for freelancing for graphic designer, so if anyone is contacting you to just do a freelance for me, so you should have something to show him or her, like I have this portfolio, and on the basis of that you can select me, and then we can talk about the prices and the negotiations we can do in the prices. So before that, what comes? Everyone asks for your previous work. What what you have done previous. So at that time, people used to say, I have seen many people like when I asked that what you have done earlier in this phase, they used to share individual images like some of the screenshots, some of the PDFs they used to share, and like this kind of things they used to share with me. Okay. So for to avoid this, I guess portfolio website should be a like it contain all the stuffs you have did before. Like for say graphic designing, if you have done with any projects like if you have designed any poster or brochure, you must take a screenshot of that and just put on your website. Yeah. You can just give that link only, link of your portfolio website to any of the people who are asking for freelancing. Okay. So the third point is that if you are looking for freelancing opportunities, you must have to make a website for your resume. Here. So let's move ahead. Okay. So I will be taking my topic on GitHub, that how you can start with a GitHub. And moreover, moving further, Sangha will be taking hands-on session with how you can create your resume website. Okay, so let's move ahead. So when I talk about GitHub, okay, so what comes in your mind first? What is GitHub? So according to me, or like according to the definitions, we can go. GitHub is a you can compare the GitHub with digital library. Have you ever seen a digital library, or have you ever visited any of the websites which contain that GitHub digital library? So you can just react in the chat or react in this meeting, or you can just respond in the chat box if you are active. So I want to tell that be active in this event because at last we are going to just held up with a quiz, and in that quiz I have put all the questions of this event. So be active. I guess you can find the answers of that quiz throughout the event. Okay. So you guys can respond in the chat box. Like if you have ever visited the digital library or any website which contains the digital library. Sorry. Okay. So okay. So you can just compare a GitHub with a digital library. Like in the digital library, what happens? Like there are numerous of books and all the things are put there. You just have to go to that library and uh, the book you want, you have to just search out of there and just download it for your purpose. Okay. So in the same way, GitHub is acting like a digital library, right? But it is more than a digital library. Like GitHub, you can use it for making your project, uploading files, like GitHub is like a you can upload anything on GitHub to just showcase your work. to your for your job opportunities or internships or freelancing opportunities, you can show your GitHub profile to any of the for facing any of the opportunities. Okay, so let's move ahead. So yeah, so digital library is basically used for storing books and sharing books. The same way, GitHub is also used for this kind of options. Like, if you, I have, let's talk about my project. Recently, I have done a project on just IoT related to IoT. So what I have done, just I have just made a hands-on project in my college and just uploaded all the steps like what are the procedures, what are the circuit diagrams, what are the connections, and how I have integrated that, and that all the steps I have put in that in my GitHub repositories. Okay, so repositories I will be telling you later that what is the repository. Okay, so what I have done, all I have uploaded everything on that GitHub link, GitHub repository. That what are the procedure and that image and there's and you can also upload code here. Like if you have VS Code or something like if you are doing this coding, uh, if you are storing the code in that notepad, there is better option that you can have to you just can upload that code on your GitHub. Okay. So that you can just share that link with everyone and they will be able to see that what code have you done. Okay. So like this, I have done my previous project on this. Okay. So let's move ahead. Okay. So developers. Okay. So GitHub is basically for developers. What the developers do is developer basically store and share their computer code. Okay. So what's happened? If I am a developer, if you are guys are developer, what happened is some of the beginners, like uh, some of the beginners, what they do, they just basically code in the VS Code and they store in Notepad. Okay, and this share, if anyone just like me, if I ask him that, please provide me the code of that uh, code of your project, then what they do, they just share that Notepad file with me. Okay, so to avoid this, what you can do, just upload that code on your GitHub and just copy that link and just share with me, or you can share with everyone. Okay, okay. So let's move ahead. Sorry. So what is GitHub? Sorry. So what is GitHub? GitHub is an online platform that enables version control, collaboration, and software development. Okay, so basically GitHub is used for software development kind of things. Known about this. So basically it provides repositories for storing and managing code along public access and editing by others. Okay. So earlier I have given example of that notepad. Okay. So what if I have asked my friend that please provide me the code of your project, and he had given me that project code, and that project code I have found some of the mistakes like uh, and I want to correct it. So what I have to do then? I have to open my laptop, then go to that notepad and just copy into the various code and just edit it and run. And then after we have to again store that in notepad, then share with my friend that it is now correct code for your project. Okay. So basically, GitHub just you know remove this all kind of giving and taking like of files. Okay, so what you can do with a GitHub, you have a public access, or if you have uploaded a code on GitHub, you have a public access. You can miss. Okay, sorry. So you can just provide a public access by which everyone can just see your project code, and if you have if they want to edit some code in your code. What they can do, just they can also edit in your code which you have uploaded. Okay. Okay, GitHub basically supports popular programming languages like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which are basically used in web-based development. And today we are going to use HTML and CSS, which will be done by Sangha later. So let's move ahead. Okay, so that's all from my side. Uh, we'll see you in the quiz in after the Sangha's part. Basically at the last of the event. So we will be going through that quiz part also. So I would like to repeat again that please be active in a event because all the questions are from here only. So that's all from my side. Thank you all for listening me and Sangha, it's hand over to you.
Hello.
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, I'm audible.
Yeah, you are
Okay.
audible and you can just explain.
So, hi everyone. I'm the Alpha MLSA, and he was the gold one. So, I'm your host of this program today, the session. And today I'm going to give you a very little insight about what is HTML and what is CSS and what we can actually do with it. And I'll be showing a building of a small resume website if like hands-on for giving you a proper idea about what all elements that can be used in our projects. So let me just give me a minute and I'll just show my presentation first.
Sangha, your group is not audible.
Yeah, I have just shared my screen. Can you
Yeah,
just
is it? Yeah, it's visible.
visible, right? Okay. So today I'll be building very small website. Like I'll not, I don't have that much time to build the whole thing in within a minute. So I just developed a small example for showing you what I'm actually going to show you today. So this is a very small, very small example of the website that I'm going to teach you for like, or you can say just give you an example about that. So let me begin. So, what is actually HTML? It stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's actually the basic language used for the building blocks of web pages and providing a structure to your website. And it's the like basically the building block of your website. Like if we take a car and the metal part of the card, like the designing like metal part of the card will be regarded as the HTML, and the designing and the color and the stuff we provide to the car will be taken as the CSS. And if we actually dive more about the functioning and the other stuff like how the car works and stuff like that, then we have to go for JavaScript, which for this session I'm not like going to focus on. So let me just like show you the main building blocks of HTML and a bit about the CSS styling. Like the CSS is a Cascadian style sheet, and what you have to do is like after you write a basic code with HTML, what you have to do is to provide it some colors and a good aesthetic. You have to use CSS for that. And okay, let me just not talk much and dive into it. Okay, so what are the basic tags of HTML? This is the head tag, which contains the metadata about the document, and such as the title and the link style sheets, the function which display the content, and the title, which is basically what is shown here, right here, like about the website. When we open any website, there's a description title about the website, which is shown at the very top, and the title is that itself, and the body is basically everything that is in the HTML website. And after that, in that we have like several tags like h1, h2. These are for providing the headings. I'll just tell you the difference between the h1, h2 tag. Let me show you once. So this is the website which I'm gonna show you for now. Okay, yeah. So here it is. So what we have to do is, where do we use the h1 tag? So in the index of HTML, as you can see, I have this link. I have already linked the style sheet. While forming the HTML, I just formed a file and a folder for introduction to HTML and CSS. And inside that folder, I have created files, for example, like index.html and style.css. And for so that your CSS file gets linked with the HTML file, so that whenever you make any change in the CSS file, that will be reflected in your HTML file as well. And thus your site, we have to link the HTML file first, right? So how do we link it? So it's nothing. If it wasn't linked, suppose, then the site would look like this. So it's nothing, and I have to link the first and still provide it, and we have to provide it just style.css. And once it's done, that means I'm linking the CSS file with the main HTML file, and I can provide all those uh, designs which I have provided in my website for now. So let me just show you how I did it first. So about the div tag, inside the body, first we will create a div tag. And how, like, what is the function of the div? The div is mainly not something that breaks the page into different elements. Like we can say, like, creates division in the page in a HTML file. And suppose this is a div, this is inside one div, this is inside a second one, and the third part is about the projects. So it basically broke my page in three parts. I'll show you the next div. So inside a div called navbar, we created the buttons like home, about, contact me, and resume, which are the basic buttons which are provided. So here, how should we do it? So uh, in the div class, we provided as navbar, and class is basically the name, so that while you make changes in the CSS file, you can just call the you can just mention by dot class name, so that while changing, we can get to know that we in which class we are making the changes, for example, in which site we are making the changes, so that the changes, like, we can do it easily without getting confused between which one we have to be cautious about and which one not. So yeah. So how did I bring this image of myself and the images that I have used in this file? How did I bring that? So let me just show you how you can link any kind of a image or anything to your HTML file. So there's this image tag which you can use while using it. So how you can actually link this? So if you have an image, suppose you can go to any images, for example, in any site, and then you can just, okay, you can just go to images, and here it is, and we can visit it, and we can just download the image. So it's already downloaded in my PC. So we'll just download the image, and it will be stored in some of our files like downloads or something. From there, we can just drag and drop or anything. You can just go to the file like of this project. I made a file for this folder for this project, and in that folder, okay, I'm not getting it right now. Let me just type in. Yeah, so here's the folder to my project, which is termed as introduced to HTML and CSS. And here I have created another folder, images. And in this, I have kept all the images that I have used in my uh, website today. And you can do this, like you can keep all those images in a sorted order, so that you don't have to jiggle up while you you don't find the images. So you just keep them organized and this. So once you keep the images in the image folder, what you have to do is link the images to your HTML file. So how you can link the images? So you can just use the tag like img. If you're using a VS Code, then it's great because she'll get already IMG and then enter. And this in the source you can provide like from where you are getting the image. For example, in this I'm getting the image from image folder and then the file name what I'm using right now. So the image folder is for this I have named it as IMG and then slash and then shanga dot episode. Okay, so this is how you can actually link the image to your HTML. And about the alter A, you have to write the thing which describes the image best. Like about this alternate button, you have to write something which describes your image the best. Like suppose in my this thing, I have used my image, so you can just write like a person photo or my picture, anything. This is a description. So this, when is this gonna show? This is gonna show when suppose your website is just up, like it's not reloading completely or loading completely, and then it just will show a small image picture, and it will just show that my picture, like the whole image will not be visible, it will just be shown my picture as the description. So it's basically a description of the picture that you have used. So when the website doesn't load, it just shows you some, give you an insight of what picture is being used in that. So, okay. So with the help of H1, what I did, I just wrote my name here. H1 is like the headings. So what we can do by what is the difference between H1 and H2? It's nothing but the size. You can just see that. Yeah, so here the size of H2 is way smaller than H1, and then we have like basically every H2. Yeah. So it's in a decreasing order. You can use anything whenever according to your preferences. That doesn't really count. Okay. So now I need to, if I'll be adding a paragraph, how do I do that? So I can just use the p tag, like paragraph tag, basically, and then lorem, anything. We can just create lorem for something. And here, yeah, this we have inserted a paragraph. Lorem 40, this is nothing but like pre-existing paragraph available with the code. You can just use lorem here. And in this paragraph, it's nothing but you can just, give your description, anything. You can just change the text anytime you want it. Okay. So about this we have done. So yeah, I have like separated the my resume page within the navbar div. You can see, and inside the navbar I have kept all the buttons. So what is this button? This button can be like, it's basically nothing. It's just used to form any button. You can just write button tag, and you can give a description of the button, suppose link, and here another button is being created. So why is it not designed? Because I didn't provide anything. Okay, also one more thing, if you give spaces, it might be deflected here. sometimes. So a little bit. Okay. Yeah. As I said you that class name is essential for for the buttons. If you give class name to any of your content, it will be very easy for the styling purpose. I'll get into that later. So the buttons are tag is used to create the buttons, as you can see. Okay. So about the what's next? So this is somewhat okay. How did I create this uh, cards? This cards is basically about HTML. It's nothing. You have just create a div inside one of this div. You have create. I have to create one or two or as many cards as I want, and then I have to do it. So let's get into the CSS part. At first, how did I design the nav bar? So as I said you, okay. So nav bar, I provided the color, and you can see the nav bar here. What is it? Color. You can change it anytime, whenever you want. For example, if I want to be like something in this shade or anything, I'll just change it anytime. Or you can just provide the color code and click save, and it will get changed, as you can see. So I have provided the width for 100%, which means that the whole thing will have the width of the nav bar. It will be like the whole view width I provide. Overflow is set, and then padding. I have provided a padding for 0 pixel because with padding it wasn't that great. So text alignment, I have done its center. What is text alignment actually? It's the positioning of your text inside or the content inside your div class. So it's not okay here. Okay, yeah. So display flex is something you will there are two things like CSS grid and CSS flex. About the grid, that will have like both your you'll have both the rows and columns, like you will have both access to the rows like two-dimensional. Okay, you can you can change the direction by two-dimensional ways, and with the flex you can change it by only one direction, and that is like display flex. And after this I can actually change the flex direction to just like column. See, if I change it as column, it will be like vertical columns. And if I don't give the predefined one, like the default one is already the vertical one. So like, not the vertical, the horizontal one, sorry. So yeah, that's it. So I hope it's clear that how this display flex works. Like if we flex display, then the contents will be displayed in a well-defined and the manner. And after that, if this justify content, what we can do is we can just do it like space evenly, or there are many options available. For example, if I write justify content, then I can I will have access to several stuff, like I can do it justify content center. This is what will happen if I do it center. With space evenly, they'll have space between them evenly distributed, just like this. And if space between, then they'll have space between them, like complete space between them, not even, like because they'll not have the space around. Like here you can see that there's no space after home, and here's no space after resume. So this will be happening when you provide it for space between. If you provide space, that is why I provide space evenly. So it looks better with evenly. So about the okay, now how did I create the buttons and how did I create the styles? For each button, we will be providing style. So if you provide the and the style of each of the buttons will be same. So providing different class name will only increase your like lines of code for CSS. So what you can do is provide the similar class name to all the buttons as you have created, and then you can just use this class name at the same class name, so that there's no you can use the same class name for all the buttons, so that when you provide the CSS, you can just call by the class name, and then when you make a single change, it will be reflected in all the four buttons. You can see, like if I change the color of any of the button here, as you can see, if I change the color of any of these buttons, the color will be reflected in each one of them. So this is because the class name for each button is same. So, okay. Now, what is this anchor tag? This is the anchor tag, and it's important for the for linking any link, like for joining any link with your buttons. For example, if you provide like for this will be redirected about. Since I don't have a about page till now, so it's not getting. You can see it's getting redirected, but since I don't have one, that's thus it can't show properly. But yeah, it does get redirected. Yeah, okay. So when you have this contact, see it got redirected to contact, as you can see when I click in that. So how that does that happen? So in htap you can provide any link for which you want that your anchor tab to okay. Suppose here I can provide any link, for example, for Facebook. Um, so yeah, in the same way you can just like click this and provide it here. So yeah, now when I click into about, it will get redirected to Facebook, because here I have linked the about page with Facebook. Oh, oops, sorry, I just okay, yeah, it's fine. So yeah, that's how the anchor tag works. And now we have to do there are several tags like home, about. Here you have to make those pages again. For joining any other page, you can just what you can do is add one more file. For example, you have to do for who about dot oh no contact dot css. Okay, so contact dot html. So this is another one, and this is actually mainly empty. So when you get in the contact, you can just write. Okay, yeah, so it gets redirected, but since I don't have anything in there, so it's empty. Yeah, see, it gets redirected, but since I don't have any contact.html, no contents in contact.html, so it's pretty empty. What will happen if I add something in contact.html? Let's just do it. Okay. So yeah, what I can do is I can just write the title as contact, and then if I add, suppose let me add one yeah, you can see it. So it got reflected. If I add anything else, it got redirected to contact, and here since I added a height one, sorry, since I added a heading, so it got added in the contact section. And what's next? So what we can do is we can come back, and yeah, I'll just say you how to make this CSS card, one of those cards. Actually, it's better if I show you in contacts itself since it's empty. Okay, yeah. So let me just show you how to make these cards and how you can just show them. So what you have to do is to see. I've added the text here. Now what you have to do is also, since the CSS file is not linked in here, so I have to link the CSS file in this contact.css, contact.html. So yeah, now if I go to contacts, you can see these two cards. So why you can see these two cards? Because I have just added one. So yeah. So yeah, how can you do this? So you have to just divide your page into sections, as I said you. The div class can do it. So inside one of our divs, like inside one of the div, I have declared another. I have taken another div class for the project one. These are basically for describing any of the project that you have. So for project one, I have taken these cards, and for project 2, I have taken another one. For project 2, I have taken this. And now inside one card, there are a few elements. For example, there's an image inside one card, there's a heading, there's some paragraph that will contain some description about your project, and then a button that will give you the project link. So here I have linked this with one of my projects. So here it is. And the project link is again you know available by the anchor tag. As you can see, inside the anchor tag I have provided the link, and as a description that what is gonna show in that button, as a description I have provided this project link description. Okay, yeah. So let me just show you once again. So we can have a div class, for example, like this, and then for a class we can give cards, and inside this we can do div dot card one for describing another card. And if I want to keep any image inside this, we can just give the source. For now I don't have any. And for image also I provide a class so that we do not get confused when we have to provide the CSS about the image. And then we can have some heading about what is the card is all about, because it's heading. And what else? So we have a paragraph in it. And then and this is it. And then we have a button or button, just add something classes. Okay, so here is our card for now, and it looks like this because I don't have any CSS styled over here for now. So how will this card become like the other ones? Let me show you once. Okay, so let me just add the anchor for any reasons we want to provide. Let's just with the description of the link. And this so here you can see the button is designed and how will it look like the card. So let me go to the style.css, and what we have to see is that we don't confuse between the class names, because if you do so, that will be that will be reflected in your website and that will show some errors. So this is how you call a class whenever you are going for CSS. And yeah, class. Let me provide some background color. Yeah, so you can see that it has a background. This is the whole content of the card, and then cards, like all the cards after this which we will have this little content. Okay, so this is it. So the background colors, we can change the width as we want to. We can make it anything. For example, 200%. You can see it has changed to 200%. I think completely. You can see we can change the width once we need. Yeah. So this is how we can change the width of a card, and or you can width of anything. Like then for the okay, so how can you manage the spaces between, like how can you provide a space between one of your elements? So we use the break line, for example, BR tag for providing the spaces between your elements. I provide BR here for the space between my heading and the description of my project. And here I didn't attach any image, that's why it's not showing right now. But if you want me to do, I can just provide the image. Yeah, as you can see here, it was image, so I can just right here. Yeah, so this is it. Just a second. Hold on. I think I have it. Okay, so I think okay. I think I already explained like all the tags and all those. So okay, what I was going to do is show you the image tag, right? Uh, yeah, yeah. So I added the image tag here, and if I save it, yeah, as you can see, the image is already reflected here. And uh, how did the stylings also get reflected? So how did I do that? Since the class name of the image is same as the class name of the images all that I have provided, all of them, so that's why when I make changes in any one of the when I have to make changes in any one of the element of the image, for example, if I have to change the border radius or anything of the image. So what I can do is just I can go to the style.css. I can search for the I can search for where the class name is, where I have made changes. So yeah, here that's free, and the border radius is provided as 50. So I can change it like 30%. So how does the border radius works? It will just provide a radius to all the corners and the border of your image or whatever you have just used in. If you provide a border radius, that will provide some, border to the corner of your images or any of your div or any of your element that you have used in short. So okay. So what? Okay. So hover is a class used in CSS that we can actually use for styling the buttons and every other styling device. For example, here hover is used for changing the color. You can see when I hover over the uh, project and the button, the color changes from this to this. So how can we do that? For this, the syntax is we can just like do dot button one as the class name and then colon hover and then add whatever transitions we want to add. There are actually a lot of them if you search or if you try to read. So there are a lot of hover transitions and other transitions available, but since it wasn't really possible for me to cover up all those stuff in one single hour, so I just used this. So okay, so yeah, when we hover over the button, how did it come? The background color changes to this is given. Like when we hover, how will the color change? Like if I change this color, for example, if I just turn it into something red or something, whatever. Yeah, yeah. So when I change, you see the thing is turning into the button turns red. So this is how it works. And for example, and here I can also provide some border radius and I can just write justify content center for centering all the elements that I have kept in that div after like display flex. And okay, I think that's pretty much for today since we are already short of our time and we are almost at the end of our session. Um, that wasn't pretty much a lot, but I think it was something that can at least help you a little bit to uh, give a start to your career if you want to, or give a shot for dev if you want to. So yeah, wrapping up for the session. Okay, so everyone will have a short quiz of like 10 questions or something after a moment. And then, okay, so, and also the feedback forms will be provided, which you have to fill in so that you get the certificates. Okay, okay. Hello?
Okay, so am I audible, Sandra?
Yeah, yeah, you are audible.
Okay, so can you please stop sharing your screen?
Yeah, yeah, I'm just, okay, so I'm facing some problem
So
in
are
my
you guys ready for the quiz? You can just react to this meet. Okay, so for the quiz, 1 minute.
বললাম তো একটা করে কিন্তু এইটুকু সময় আমাকে ফোন করলো লিটারালি তো শেষ করে প্লিজ তো আমার কাছে নেই এটা আছে ওই দেবে
Okay, guys, am I audible?
You weren't audible till now. Now you are. Yes.
Okay. So basically, there will be a quiz of only 10 questions, and each question will you will be getting only 10 seconds to answer. Okay. So for and the winners, the top three winners, will be getting a LinkedIn Premium for on 1 year. Okay. And the runner-up, who is on fourth and fifth position, we will be sending them a digital flex from Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. Okay. One more thing I would like to tell you all that since we have a large number of participants in this quiz, in this event, so I'm going to just eliminate some of the participants from the quiz. Okay. So this round you can consider as a elimination round. Okay. So I will be selecting top 20 participants for my quiz, and out of in the 20 participants, there will be a quiz, and there will be the top five winners will be getting the LinkedIn Premium and the digital tracks. Okay. So what you have to do, just open the browser, just take up your phones and laptops and be connected with that internet. Okay. So for elimination round, there will be a first come first serve basis. Like those first participants who are getting into the quiz will be entered in the quiz, and rest of them will be not able to participate in the quiz. Okay. So this will be on a first come first serve basis. So let me share my screen, and I will be just let me save this. Okay. So Sangha, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible now.
Yes. Okay. So okay, so this is the elimination round. Are you guys ready? Because I will be sharing one pin with you all, and just go to kahoot.it. Can you, Sangha, please write in the chat box that kahoot.it. You have to join on that. Let me share that with you in the chat. Okay, so you have to go to this website, and just I will be sharing one pen with you in the chat box, or you will be that will be appear on your screens, so you can just join that. Okay, okay, Kahoot. Wow. Okay, so be ready with it because this is the elimination round, and only first 20 participants will be able to join this quiz. So here you have to enter the pin. Let me show you pin. Sorry. Here, let me choose classic code. So pin will be appearing. Sorry, loading pin, game pin. This is the QR scan. You can scan this, or you can just copy this. Let me share in the chat. Just join this. Let me end one. This. Okay, guys. Guys are joining. Only first 20 participants. 20. Okay, so I guess first 20 is now completed. Let me enter this uh, game pin in the chat box also, because meanwhile, if any of the participants like got disconnected in between the quiz, then another participant can join in between the quiz also. So here is the pin I have already shared. So I guess we have 20 participants. Let's start with our today's quiz. Here comes the first question on your screen. I guess this question is visible to everyone. Simba, is it visible? Ganga, is it visible? Ganga, am I
Yes, yes,
audible?
it is. It's visible and you're audible. Yes.
Okay. So, first question we have already done with the first question, and seven people have got the correct answer. Let's see the leaderboard who is on the top now. Okay, so girls first. Girls is always first, means Ishwari is on top now. So let's move to the next question. Second question on your screens. You will be getting only 10 seconds. So you have to choose the options very fast. Only four people got it correct. Okay. So I guess this was explained by Sangha in her event, in her part. Okay. So now Semi is on top, and at second we have Yes Kumar, and Easwari is on third now. Okay. So let's move to the next question, which is the third question of the quiz. And this is a very basic question I have set for the quiz. So let's check. Okay. So we got only 17. Okay. So we got 17 correct options. So now Semi is on first. Meanwhile, in the chat box, I can see some of the participants are, just trolling us. So basically, this that was an elimination round to basically eliminate the participants who are not active in in my event. Okay, so that's why I have to eliminate all that
We are
participants
very
who are
sorry,
not
guys.
active.
There will be only three winners, so it was necessary so that
Yeah,
we don't.
that's right. Uh, okay, so let's move to the next question. So yes, Kumar is on still on top. So here comes the fifth question of the. Hmm. Okay, so we got 16 correct answers. Like everyone was active in the event. Okay, so let's see this leaderboard. And yes, Kumar is still on top, and at third one is Rohit. Don't worry, guys, you will be getting certificates. There is no limit on certificates. Okay. We got seven correct options. Let's see who's on the top now. So yes, Kumar is still on top. So let's move to seventh question. The 12 correct answer. So who's on the top? Okay. So yes, Kumar is still on top, and second one is Riddhi, and third is Chris. So let's move to our eighth question. Okay, 17 correct options. Let's see who's on the top. Yes, Kumar is still on top. So here comes the last question of the quiz. Okay, so we got 13 correct options from this. So let's see who's on the top. Yes, Kumar is still on top. Okay. So here comes the last question of the quiz, which can just change the positions or scoreboard. So here comes the last question, which is very easy. Voting correct options. Let's see who is the winner for the today's quiz. Here comes the podium. So at third position, Sami, congratulations. And second position we have Riddhi. And first one is, I guess, yes, Kumar, yes. Congratulations, everyone. We will be sending you the LinkedIn Premium and runner-up will be sending you the digital swags on your mail IDs. Just ping me, Sangha, on the chat, WhatsApp group or like this. We will be, just providing you the LinkedIn Premium and that digital swags. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, so those who are eliminated from the quiz, I have I have a feedback link for them so that basically after filling that form, they will be you will be getting certificates on your mail ID within 40 seconds. So just fill this feedback form and wait. I guess it is the feedback form.
Okay, so sorry for the inconvenience, guys, for not being able to make you all participate in it. I guess, yeah, a few will feel it a little bit of, unfair, but we didn't have any option right there since we can just offer it to three people. So we had some elimination, and we are sorry for that.
Okay, so after filling that
You all
feedback
can
form,
just,
you will be,
yeah.
yeah. After filling this feedback form, you will be getting certificates on your mail ID within 40 seconds. Okay, so that's all for the today's event. And at the last, I guess, can we have a group pic? If you guys are not offending, where is the form? I have already shared. Singa, can we have a group pic or just end up the meet here?
Yeah, okay, okay. I'll just stop recording then.
Singa, can we have a group pic?
Oh, yes, yes, sure. We can.
Okay, so let's see, let's my screen again. And okay, there. So let me enable this setting setting off. Let me allow camera for assembly. So now we will be able to turn on your cameras and we will have a group pic, view together mode. Okay. Um, you guys can come up with your cameras that we can have a group. At least the winners. Come on, guys. We are waiting for more number of, you can on your cameras. Say cheese. Okay, I guess that's all for the today's event. Now you can turn off your cameras. We will be sharing the recording and that this group pic with you all. So that's all from our side. Uh, I have shared all feedback. I have shared the feedback form. Feel free to give your feedback that how we can just improve us for the next time. Okay, so Sanka, do you want to say anything?
Yes, so please do share your feedback, and we are sorry for what happened at the last, and I'll keep that in mind for my next session for sure. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you guys for joining us. We will be stopping this meet here and end up the meet for everyone. Thank you all, guys. Sanka, can you just end this meet for everyone?
Yes, sure, I can.
You have option the down arrow. You can just end this.